The Tripartite Guidelines on Fair Employment Practices sets out fair employment practices that should be adopted by employers to help prevent discrimination in the workplace. Employers and employees are encouraged to abide by the principles of fair employment and adopt the recommended good practices. Employers should apply relevant and objective selection criteria consistently for all aspects of employment. Examples of acceptable requirements include type of experience required for the job, for example, marketing experience, amount of experience, for example, 3 years in relevant field, educational qualifications, for example, degree in engineering, specific skills, for example, proficient in shorthand writing, employees' willingness to commit to particular job characteristics, such as frequent travel or a particular shift pattern. The criteria should be made known to all employees and job applicants and reviewed regularly to ensure that they remain relevant. Consistent and fair selection criteria should be applied at all stages of the recruitment process. This will help ensure that the best candidate, assessed based on the candidate's ability to perform the job, is recruited to fill the post. Selection criteria in job advertisements should principally be related to qualifications, skills, knowledge, and experience. This will ensure that the job requirements are well understood and expand the range of eligible candidates. Employers should not stipulate age as a requirement for employment. Words or phrases that suggest preference for job candidates of a particular age group should also not be used in job advertisements. If the nature of the job is physically demanding, such as the handling of heavy cargo, the required physical attributes or other job-related criteria should be clearly described in the job advertisements, rather than indicating an age cutoff. Race should not be a criterion for the selection of job candidates, as multiracialism is a fundamental principle in Singapore, and selection based on race is unacceptable. If a job entails proficiency in a particular language, employers should justify the need for the requirement. This would reduce ambiguity and minimize incidents of misunderstanding between the job seekers and the recruiting party. Where practical requirement of the job dictates the need for employees of a particular sex, this must be supported by valid reasons. In addition, words and phrases that suggest preference for job candidates of a particular gender should not be used in the job advertisements. Marital status is an irrelevant criterion in employment, as jobs can be performed equally well by either married or single persons. Religion is unacceptable as a criterion for recruitment, except in cases where employees have to perform religious functions as part of the job requirement. In such cases, the requirements should be clearly and objectively presented. Employers should not ask for information in job application forms which are not relevant to determining the applicant's suitability for the job. This includes age, race, gender, religion, photograph, marital status, and whether a female applicant is pregnant. If such information is required, employers should explain the need for the information, and the information should only be made available to the person who needs to use it. Interviewers should be conscious not to stereotype candidates on the basis of their age, race, gender, religion, or family status. Questions related to these areas should not be asked, including questions such as whether the applicant intends to have children or more children. If the position requires a commitment which is over and above usual job requirements, such as a willingness to travel frequently, interviewers should give full details of the job requirements and ask the candidate if they will be able to meet all the requirements. Interviewers should record the assessment they have formed of the applicant's ability to meet the selection criteria. This will help to ensure a systematic and unbiased assessment of the applicant's strengths and weaknesses and a fair selection. Unsuccessful candidates should also be informed of the results. If tests are to be used for selection purpose, they should be specifically related to the job requirements and reviewed and updated regularly to ensure that they remain relevant and free from bias in content or scoring. Employers should pay employees fair wages, commensurate with the value of the job and their performance, contribution and experience, regardless of age, gender, race, religion and family status. Employers should adopt formal appraisal systems which are fair and objective, with measurable standards for evaluating job performance. This would help ensure that employees are assessed and promoted on the basis of merit. Where opportunities for posting and training arise, employers should inform all eligible employees and assess all interested candidates based on fair selection criteria to ensure that no one is overlooked. Employers should keep records of their employees' performance and conduct. A decision to dismiss an employee should be based on documented poor performance or misconduct. An employee should be given an opportunity to present his or her case before being dismissed, with a final decision being referred to an independent panel for assessment. Where retrenchments are necessary, the retrenchment exercise should be carried out responsibly in consultation with the union or with the employees affected. Employers should set up proper mechanisms to deal with complaints of discrimination. Employers should take all complaints of discrimination seriously, conduct proper investigations into complaints, and respond to the affected person in writing. Confidentiality should be observed, and both the complainant and respondent should be treated fairly. Unionized employees can also seek advice from their unions in situations where they feel that they've been discriminated against. Non-unionized employees should approach the Ministry of Manpower. Employers and employees should familiarize themselves with this set of guidelines and work together towards creating a harmonious and fair workplace.